Y'all already know who it is, the big boss, our boss dog, K-Po through the door. Here to talk this boxing, man. What's good, man? Y'all know what it is. It's day after Christmas, man, you know. Spend a little time with the fam. Now I'm finna go put in some work like I normally do, you know. Of course, today we're talking about Nello. And if you don't know who Nello is, talking about Canelo. What's next and who would I like to see him fight? Now, this is going to rub a lot of you Canelo man fans the wrong way. You know what I mean? Because y'all get butthurt about anything I say or anybody say about Canelo. You know, you start pointing out flaws on Canelo. They want to come for you. And like, you know, I'm here to point out the real. I'm not out here to point out the fake. I'm actually a fan of Canelo. I like Canelo. You know what I mean? I study him. You know, I box myself, so, you know, amateur, not pro. But I like his style. You know what I mean? His style is, he has things that, you know, you could use. You know what I mean? I've taken some things from Canelo, you know what I mean, that's helped me win some fights. You know what I mean? But I pretty much watch everybody. I study everybody. You know what I mean? Right now I'm studying Errol. You know what I mean? But there was a point in time I was studying Canelo, learning his technique and learning certain punches, particularly his the way he throws his jab. He may do a jab uppercut or a jab left hook. You know what I mean? To the jab hook to the body. I like that. It's live. But what's next for Canelo? You know, of course, he's not under Golden Boy anymore, so we really found out if, you know, if it was Golden Boy holding him back or was it Canelo's team who was holding him back and fighting these fights that he shouldn't be fighting. And I mean, what I mean by that is, you know, he been doing a lot of, I don't want to say cherry picking because they've been good fights, but the stipulations and guidelines on those fights were questionable. You know what I mean? For example, he fought Kovalev when I think at that time he could have fought Devinchenko, or was that before? I don't know, but I know Devinchenko was an option and they didn't want to pay Devinchenko. And there was all these type of stipulations for Devinchenko. Devinchenko was like, well, I'll go fight Charlo. Oh, I think Devinchenko fought Triple G. That was one time Devinchenko fought Triple G. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. And Devinchenko arguably beat Triple G. I mean, you could say that. Although they gave the fight to Triple G, you could say Devinchenko beat Triple G. I thought he did. Because, you know, Triple G was looking a little faint, you know what I mean? Like he was on the verge of getting stopped. But you know, Triple G lost. In my opinion, I feel like that man lost that fight. But Canelo could have fought him. He didn't. He put all these stipulations. You know, when he fought Kovalev at 175, there was all these stipulations. And he fought him on 4 weeks notice. You know, it was like a short camp. You know what I mean? He just almost got stopped by Anthony Yard, and he was like, yeah, you got to fight right now. You got to fight on this date, I think, which was like 4 to 6 weeks, you know, from his fight. You know what I mean? So he had to immediately go into another training camp, you know, which is questionable. As a fighter, you need time for your body to heal because sometimes you have injuries in training camp. You know what I mean? Like right now, I have an injury to my finger. You know what I mean? And, you know, but I'm getting ready for one of my fights that's coming up next year, you know, at the top of the year. So, but if I was to take that fight, if I fight that fight and then be like, oh, I'm going to fight another fight, I'm not giving time for my body to heal or me to recover from an injury. You know what I mean? And I feel like Canelo on his team. And it may not be Canelo, it may just be his team. Canelo may just be like, look, y'all deal with the business side, I'm just training. But at the end of the day, I have a feeling that he knows about all these stipulations that's going on, because it's dealing with him. It's his brand. His team is a representation of him. You know what I mean? His business. So I think that Canelo just needs to get away from the bull job, man, and, you know, just fight the best fights. You know what I mean? And I understand the diehard Canelo fans. They like, oh, he's not doing this, he's not doing that, because y'all want to make it seem like Canelo not ducking nobody. But, and I honestly don't believe a fighter ducks any fighter. I mean, you got guys who've been fighting since they was young, you know what I'm saying? Especially guys who come from the inner city, you know. And Canelo, he was fighting in Mexico. You know what I mean? He was a pro as a teenager, so he been fighting. So he got a lot of experience. So I don't think Canelo is ducking nobody. I just think Canelo is in love with the money, and he want to continue to make big money. He want to get that money flowing. That type of money he want to start making for his fights. He want to make $300 million a fight, you know, $100 million a fight. That's what he want. So he gonna try to keep looking spectacular and fighting guys with names, but that are on the end of their prime. Like Kovalev is not in his prime. He's not. The blueprint got exposed when Andre Ward fought him. You know what I mean? So Anthony Yard almost stopped him. I think Anthony Yard, if he had a little bit more experience, he could have stopped him. You know? But Canelo getting in there and just doop, it was a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's not to discredit Canelo and say that Canelo shouldn't get any credit for beating Kovalev. I give him credit. He knocked Kovalev out. But at the end of the day, we have to be realistic and say, hey, does he do the same thing to a Kovalev that had a full training camp? Does he do the same thing to a Kovalev who was in his prime? Does he do that to a Benavidez? Does he do that to a Charlo? Does he do that to a Caleb Plant? We don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if he would do that to them. You know, now I know the Canelo man fans are gonna be like, of course he will. Of course he's gonna knock Charlo out. He's gonna stop Charlo. Yeah. I don't think that. I think that's a 50-50 fight. And I know Canelo knows it's a 50-50 fight. That's why he won't fight Charlo. Because Canelo wants to continue to look spectacular. You know what I'm saying? That's what I personally feel. Canelo wants to look flawless. He's gonna keep fighting these UK guys, these UK fans and UK media build up, and then he gonna beat the brakes off of it. That's what he do. So then that makes him look good. Because Caleb Smith wasn't that good. He wasn't. There's no way a guy 5'9", this is just common sense in boxing, okay? It's boxing 1-on-1. And like I said, it's not to discredit Canelo. But this just shows the different levels of intelligence in American boxing and UK boxing. There's no way a guy 5'9" should be able to be walking you down the whole fight. Now I can understand Canelo like counter punching, you know, slipping and getting inside and working and you know, getting out, using angles. Canelo literally was just walking in, bink, 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 doing what he want. Against Caleb Smith. Now, do I see him do that against David Benavidez? I don't know. But the thing is, we want to see it. I want to see Canelo fight David Benavidez. Number one, that'd be a big fight. Two Hispanic fighters. Although David Benavidez is Mexican-American, it's still a big fight. You know what I mean? Still a big fight, and I believe that it could potentially be a fight of the year. Because David Benavidez ain't going to lay down. You know, he going to go out on his shield. Will Canelo beat David Benavidez? We don't know. I know David Benavidez going to let them hands go. You know what I mean? So, will Canelo be able to do the same thing? We don't know. I haven't seen Canelo in a situation where he had to really bite down on his gum shield and really, we don't know. You know what I mean? Not to say Canelo's weak, but we don't know how Canelo gonna perform. We don't know how David Benavidez is gonna perform. Canelo might get in there and just knock David Benavidez out. We don't know, but we want to see it. Just like Caleb Plant, a slick boxer who can box, which is not favorable for Canelo. He struggles against those type of guys. So, we don't know. Canelo may get in there with Caleb Plant and knock him out. Or Caleb Plant may get in there, outbox him, wear him out, knock him out. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we want to see it. Charlo, like I say, I can echo the same sentiment. We just want to see Canelo in there with the top, with the best. We tired of seeing him in there with these guys that are B, C level fighters. Okay? Canelo's resume, there's no doubt in his resume. He has a great resume. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that we can say. But we're not talking about resumes. In this game, it's what have you done lately? Okay? What have you done lately? In his past couple fights, since 2017, he hasn't fought anybody. The only name I would say is he fought is Triple G. And that fight, you know, I mean, a lot of people can argue and say Triple G won, Canelo won, whatever. I thought Canelo won both times, but I thought he did enough to win both times. Although he got tired in the first fight and the second half of the second fight. But at the end of the day, I had Canelo coming out on top with the win both times. So, like I said, when you really analyze the totality of the circumstances, we just want to see Canelo in there with the base. You know? It's like when you bring up Charlo's name, they want to try to do everything to poo-poo on his resume and poo-poo on him. Oh, Charlo sucks. Oh, what has he done to get a Canelo fight? Oh, Canelo will knock him out. Well, if Canelo will knock him out, then it's easy. It's an easy fight to make. It's an easy fight, right? I mean, Canelo fighting easy fights anyway, so if he gonna knock out Charlo, he should make that fight and knock him out, right? But no, because they know that's a dangerous fight. That's why they do everything to try to spit on his name. And like I say, I'm the type of dude, when I talk about this boxing, I'm not gonna sit here and hold a blind eye to nothing. We call every fighter out who doing some sideways stuff. But we give credit to guys who deserve credit. Canelo does deserve credit for his wins. But at the same time, he's doing some questionable stuff. And now it's time for him to fight the best. Period. Canelo versus Jamal Charlo in Houston at the NRG Stadium will sell out. Will sell out. Or just in Texas, period. They can fight in San Antonio. They can fight in Dallas and AT&T Stadium, wherever. If they hold that fight in Texas, they'll sell out. And I think it's a 50-50 fight. I mean, it's boxing. Anything can happen. Like I said, you point out, I break fights down. So you look at what Canelo does well. Good counter puncher, good upper body movement, great combination puncher. And goes to the body well. You know what I mean? He gonna go to the body on Charlo. You know what I mean? He's definitely gonna go to the body on Charlo. There's no doubt about it. He's gonna go to the body on Charlo, so Charlo's the bigger man. But you got Charlo, strong jab, quick, also a great combination puncher, has good feet, good balance, can move. You know what I mean? Now, is he slick? No, he's not slick, because he's a come-forward fighter. He ain't got time to be doing all that dancing. He coming forward. He coming to knock your head off. Will Canelo be able to withstand that power? You get what I mean? That's the question. You know? That's the question. So, we shall see. You know what I mean? Because Charlo's not a slow fighter. He's not a slow puncher. He's very technical. Very technical. Great style. That's a great style matchup. You know what I mean? I don't know who wins that fight. It's a 50-50 fight. But like I said, we want to see it. Canelo David Benavidez. Like I said, you already heard my pros and cons on Canelo. David Benavidez throws a lot of punches. But one thing I saw that David Benavidez struggles with, guys, that move. So Canelo, if Canelo can not stay in the same spot, maybe go to the body on Benavidez as well. Get in, get out. He may be able to outpoint David Benavidez. Now, I think about David Benavidez, he throws a lot of punches. So if he catches Canelo sitting somewhere too long, he let his hands go for that moment. You know, who knows? But like I say, it's boxing, and we want to see it. We want to see Canelo in there with the best. Okay, and even Better Beef. I would like to see Canelo in there with Better Beef. I know it ain't gonna happen because that wouldn't be smart on his end. Because I think Better Beef would destroy Canelo. I was just being real. I feel like Better Beef is too big for Canelo. Now, y'all may be saying, oh, look at Caleb Smith. It's different. Caleb Smith was hyped up. All them Smith brothers in the UK are hyped up. You ever notice how they hype up these UK fighters and then they get in there with somebody from America or somebody from who just got a great technical foundation and they get mollywopped. You know what I mean? But Better Beef, I just feel like he's too strong. You know what I mean? I feel like he'll be too strong for us. So I would like to see the fight, but I don't think that Canelo would take that fight. I could be wrong. You know? But like I said, this video is mainly to promote Canelo fighting these other fights. I don't want to see him fighting some dude that he's supposed to fight. He was supposed to fight for the WBC belt. I don't want to see that. I think they gave Canelo the WBC belt after this last fight with Caleb Smith. You know, I think that was Benavidez's old belt, which I had a problem with because they moved Benavidez all the way down the rankings. You know, for him, you know, not making weight and him having to vacate his title, they just moved him down, which I had an issue with. I feel like at least if they made him vacate his belt, he should have at least been moved to the #1 contender spot. You know? So if Canelo fought that other guy for that belt, in which we know Canelo gonna beat the guy for that belt at 168, they could have at least made Benavidez the #1 contender for that belt, so he can at least fight for his belt. You know what I mean? Fight Canelo for his belt. But you know, the WBC not gonna do that. You know, that's a whole nother video. Because WBC stands for We Back Canelo. You know what I mean? But that's a whole nother video. But like I say, man, I don't want for no smoke, no fades, none of that. If you like what I'm saying, like it. If you don't like what I'm saying, don't like it and comment. Don't matter. I just said what I did. I did what I did. I'm gone.